Hello, everyone, and welcome to day one. I want to explain a little bit about the deck. The deck, we thought we were doing a program. You are. And there is a deck in progress to go with this journey. Okay. The journey will last a year, and it's a year of finding out how we can live in sacred time. So, this is not something where we're building a deck for prediction, it's a deck for presence. So, they're in progress, like I said. They're not available yet. The website will be up shortly. There's 365 tarot size cards. There might be one or two more or a few more because of the fact that there are seasonal cards as well. And then there will be one for each day of the year. And they will all be aligned with the moon, the season, and of course the soul. Now, when I speak of soul, I speak of that part within us that we call ourselves. Okay. All right, each card or each day, we're going to do a priestess invocation, grounded guidance, a simple embodied practice, and of course, that seasonal and lunar wisdom. Now, looking at the idea of a priestess invocation, this is not a goddess centered spirituality process. We all are the priestess at some point in our lives, as we know from studying tarot. The priestess is one of the cards and is part of what we call the fool's journey. So at some point on our journey, we always find ourselves with the priestess and being the priestess. So as the priestess, you'll be studying it as if you were a priestess. Okay. If you were someone who was offering this type of modality for reconnection to yourself and your soul. Okay. And so do it as a priest, if that's better in your mind, or you can also just do it as clergy if you choose to use that instead. Okay. The grounded guidance, we'll be talking about that as we go through each card. And the simple embodied practice, just every day, there's going to be a simple practice you can do. When I say an embodied practice, that doesn't mean you have to do a major ritual. You have to go and get all these things. Then you got to do this and then you got to do that. Oh, no, this is just a simple embodied practice of bringing this wisdom into you. Okay. And it's going to be seasonal and lunar wisdom. So we're going to be following the seasons. We're going to be following the lunar cycles. I didn't get into astrology. If you do study or practice astrology, feel free to do that as well. The important thing about this is there's no memorization. There's no spiritual performance and there's no pressure to do. And the reason why I say these things is because we often feel we have to live up to expectations. We're supposed to do it the right way. You're learning. Step in the water and feel the temperature. You don't know if it's hot or cold unless you actually step in, right? So doing is how we learn, is how we process. Playing is how we learn as well. So consider the joy of this journey. You're not doing this as a chore because you really got to knuckle down this year. You are doing this because you want to play. This is your special time just for you. No matter what your path, what your journey, this is for you. This deck doesn't tell you what will happen. And that's what I like about that. Okay. Like I said before, it's not for prediction. It teaches you how to live inside the day you're given. And that to me is a profound statement because how many of us really live inside the day we are given? You can use it as a daily devotional, a seasonal initiation, and a steady companion through change. If this is a process we're doing daily, it's like those who do yoga every day to get their proper exercise, those who do yoga for the meditation aspects as well. Meditating and exercising is a good thing. Okay. So if we work the things that are good for us into our lives every day, ever so small, whatever time we can give them, we find the flow changes with these other more difficult tasks that we seem to have thrown upon us constantly, right? This is a way to step back from that, step out of it for a bit and bring yourself into the present. It includes a companion guidebook and a sacred box set. And it's designed to last for years, not trends. So I'm hoping that this is something that, even though the lunar changes a little bit, the dates, the calendar changes a little bit every year. We're not looking at Monday or Tuesday. We're not going on those guidelines. Okay. What we're doing instead is addressing January 1st. And whatever year it is, put the moon cycle there. You can look it up every day. It's real easy to find your moon cycles and to flow with them once you get used to doing them every day. If you know it's a waxing gibbous moon today, it's either still a waxing gibbous moon tomorrow, or it's going to be a full moon tomorrow. Okay, real easy. Plus, there are calendars you can download to your calendars that have the moon phases, and those are a lot of fun. But the moon does pull on the earth. Okay, so when I'm considering moon phases, I realized that the moon does pull on the earth. There is a physical connection. So be mindful of that. If you feel the call to slow down, to listen more deeply, to walk with a year of intention, then this is for you. We start in January. It is deep winter, inner fire, sacred beginnings. The seasonal key is stillness, not emptiness. It is the womb of clarity. If we look at the snow in the background here, from the little video looping in the back, we will see that there are several plants that are completely asleep, aren't they? There are hillsides holding soil and the remainders of last year's plants. In a few months, all of that's going to be green, right? It's going to start greening up before we know it. So we know that the stillness, that we step out on a winter's day and everything is quiet, it's not emptiness. This morning when I got up, I could hear the birds. And it was pouring down rain. Normally you don't hear the birds during the rain. But it's been raining for so long, they decided to go out and play in it anyway. So that was cool. It is the womb of clarity. It's our Mother Earth's womb, the place where creation starts. This is where our ideas come from within us. The stillness within us allows us to create our thoughts, our actions, and our ideas. So we would really like a lot of clarity with that, huh? The priestess current for January. And this is for the entire month. This is the flow of energy. That's why I said current. The priestess current for January is attention, intention, and inner sovereignty. We pay attention to what's happening around us. We set forth with intention and purpose, not just okay, what's going to happen today? No, we set an intention and purpose as we move into this day. And our inner sovereignty is we recognize that we are the masters of ourselves. No one else is our master. They can tell us what we have to do, pay our bills, do this, do that, but inside they cannot have sovereignty over our energy. So regardless of what's going on in the outside world, remember, inside is peaceful bliss. So let's talk about January 1st. The moon is a waxing gibbous moon. That is the getting ready to burst into that full moon phase, getting into touch with expansion and fullness and completion of good things. The season is deep winter, a time where we step into the silence and we recognize, remember, the promise within, that which is going to come out in the next few months. The theme is the sacred flame of attention. The sacred flame of attention is being mindful in everything that you do. It is the warmth inside of us that we feel when we look around and we see things that help us feel comfortable and safe. If we have attention on something that makes us feel not that way, then we easily go another direction. I am a martial artist, a fifth degree black belt. And for me, being aware of my surroundings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year is what I do. And even when I'm sleeping, 24 hours a day. Yes, I did say it. So when I'm paying attention, that doesn't mean I'm reacting to everything. But I've noticed I'll be somewhere and I'll notice what's going on all around me. And I'll mention something that's happening at another table or something like that in the restaurant. And people go, really? Oh, I didn't notice. So I'm aware of everything all around me. That does not mean I'm reactive to it. I don't have to get involved, but I can be aware. The priestess anchor is the sacred flame of attention. So we say that to ourselves. I am in touch with my sacred flame of attention. I embody the sacred flame of attention. Any way you want to do affirmations for yourself is always fine. What I have included here, though, is to make it easy so you don't have to think of it every day, is a simple invocation. Invoke means to bring in. Okay, so when we invoke something, we are bringing it into our presence. We'll bring it to the here and the now. I call my awareness home to the sacred flame. What I face, I feed. What I bless grows. That's pretty deep, huh? If we think about it, we call the awareness home to the sacred flame. That's that flame inside of us, remember? What I face, I feed. What are you feeding? If you're facing difficulties all day, what's going to happen? You're going to feed those difficulties. And what's going to happen to that is they're just going to get bigger because they're going to grow, right? So rather than facing all the negative all the time, I have learned a simple method of three things. The three biggest things I don't want to do are the first three things I do on my plate. Okay. And I don't want to do avoidance here. I know I need to get it done. So I face my day with what I need to do. And I face my day with that which I desire. What are the things I want to do? Three sacred things. Okay. The cards may become one of your sacred things. But for now, what we want to do is face what we want to bring in. When I face the three things I don't want to do, I say, I'm facing seeing the ending of these things and getting them done today. I see myself getting these done today. And then when I face the things I want to do, I say, I see myself getting these things done today, right? Same speed, same intention behind it. And then I say, what I bless grows. I get one of those difficult things done, blessings is done. I bless this thing, it is done. I bless this 10 times, is done. Bless it tenfold, it comes back tenfold, right? Yes, it's blessed. Bless everything. Okay. You can bless things. You are a part of the divine being in the universe or beings, whatever. We are the result of the sacred. I call it the universe. That's what I've always called it. And it means to me all that is sacred. And that means we're sacred too. Mother Earth is sacred, right? So what I bless grows means that I will continue to bless every little thing that I feel is important to me. The guidance with this card is this year opens not with action, but with focus. I know I'm taking an action today, but you have to understand it's where my focus took me yesterday. Some days we're just a little bit a day ahead, and that's okay. So as I look at my year opening, and this is an action that's coming to fruition, it's not that I'm creating this brand new today. I created it before, right? No, instead, I'm putting my focus on this project. I'm putting my focus on getting it out to the world, to you. And that's where our magic begins and our attention rests. So your magic begins where your attention rests. Okay. By focusing on the here and now and what my hopes, wants, desires, achievements, seeing them visualized and brought to fruition, that's the magic. Okay. Magic isn't something that is out there. Only certain people have it. Nope. It's right here in you. So your magic begins where your attention rests. Rest your attention on the things that are completed, on the things that are doing well, on the things that are what your desires are. Okay. Witch's practice. Now, call yourself a witch, a pagan, just an earth-based, earth-centered, a spiritualist, an atheo-pagan, an atheist, whatever you call yourself. Okay. I call myself a witch because witch to me means a wise person, one who is learned in the ways of making things happen. To witch something used to mean that you could do it really easy. It didn't mean that you did it evilly. Okay, you did it easily, not evilly. I like that. Okay, new word. So name one flame you will consciously tend this year. And you can speak it out loud, or if you're the kind of person that likes to write it down, you can write it down on a journal that you keep on your altar. That's a real nice way to follow the flow with this. Okay. But name one flame you will consciously tend this year. Okay. And if there's something that comes to mind, great. If not, then we know our flame of attention is what we're on right now. So let's work on that. If we don't know what to do, pick what is in front of us, see what we see, right? Okay. And name one distraction you will no longer feed. I decided to give up the distraction of the news. We had the news on morning, noon, and night. My husband worked in a very busy office all of his life. Super quiet stillness is almost overwhelming for him sometimes. He just feels more at ease when he's got things going on around him. So he'd turn on the news. And some of it was interesting, and some of it he enjoyed watching the goings on. But for me, I found it a distraction. I was sitting there being drawn into things that are outside of me. I'm being drawn into things that I choose to no longer feed. So by saying I'm no longer going to feed the goings on in the world that I cannot change, or maybe that I choose not to change at this time. I say that meaning that I believe that what we project from in here to out there is what it becomes, what out there becomes. So I work on the inside rather than the outside. Okay. So your magic begins where your attention rests, and name one distraction you will no longer feed. Will those go together? I thought they did. I'm sorry, I'm patting my back too much. All right. Spell work focus. If you are doing some spell work, you might want to do some intentional beginnings. And what that means is intentional beginnings are something that you have that spark of inspiration. And then you find the will, the desire, or the force to make it happen. In a lot of times when people say, or reading cards say, new beginnings, but that's so broad. When I find an ace comes up, perhaps, and I say, new beginnings in my mind, I say, let's make it an intention of what we want that beginning to be. Let's set that an intention right now of what we are working towards. Now, that doesn't mean I control everything. It might be, I want what the universe has been holding for me. I am ready and open to receive the next step in my journey. How does that sound? Rather than just saying, I want a blue car and I want it to have this and this, and oh, I better be careful with cars I colored. I could end up getting them. Anyway, what I do with teaching. But anyways, try to make it intentional, not so specific that it is you have all the control. Because I found when I let go and let the universe send it my way, I get something sometimes better than I even ever wanted. I even say now, my intention is to bring peace and joy into my life, or something better. And I love that, or something better, because it means we can continue to grow who we are. Okay. If you have questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I say put them in the comments because then we can all share this discussion at the same time. If you reach out to me directly and ask me a question, maybe great, and everybody needs to hear it. I'm going to post it over there anyway, if I have time. So I'll answer the questions that are posted here on this video if you have questions during this time. Okay. I want to thank you for being here. I want you to take your time and work through this card. There'll be a new card tomorrow, and I won't be doing live as I thought because, as I found out, it's much harder to do now than it used to be. I don't know. But I would love to be able to do that and answer questions directly in the chat, but we're not there yet. I could do it as a premiere. We're not going to do live in the future. I just feel that if you all know me well, sometimes I get very busy and it's much easier for me to work ahead on a project and spend time with those intentions and putting the focus forward than trying to jump on the computer every day at a certain time because I know that my life is not structured around that. It hasn't been for a long time. So I go with the flow, and as you go with the flow, be looking for these to post daily. For my patrons on Patreon, I appreciate you, and I want you to know that I will have a link daily for you directly, so it will come to your email for you. For those who are liking and subscribing my channel, you can also turn on the notification bell, and then you'll be notified whenever something is posted on my channel. So I hope that you will follow this. I hope you'll continue every day with me, and I hope you'll help it grow by asking the questions and putting out the intentions. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a most fabulous day. See you tomorrow.